WDAN motorcycle news at the Motorcyclepedia Museum in Newburgh, New York. This is the Indian wing, the Indian exhibit, and we're going to start out with the first one, a 1901 Indian, 1902, 1903, 1904, 1905, and 06, and 07, 8, 9, and 1910. First one you see here with a headlight on it, 1911. And 1913, 1914, 1915, two of them, 1916, and 1917. Looks like a toolbox on the tank. 1918, leaf spring front end. 1990 with the leaf. And 1920. A 1922. A 1923. A 1923 Indian Scout. A 1924 Indian, 1925, 1926, a 27, 1928, 29 with a flat tire, another 29, that's a Scout. With the dual seat and a little handle on the back. 1930, 1931 Indian Scout, a 1932 74 Cube Chief, another 32, 4500 made, a 1933, 2300 made, 1934, 1700 made, a 35, 2800 made, a 1936, 5000 made. And this one's the first one where you see the decal on the tank of the Indian, and a 38, 6000 made in a green color with the Indian decal. 39, only 3650. A 1940 in white. A 41 Indian Scout, 64 cubes. A 1940, 3000 made. A 41, 10,004. They're ramping up for the war. 1942 civilian model, 16,006 made. A 1944 16,005 made. That's a military model with the gun on it. 1946 2,000 made. Here's a 47, 3,600 of these were made. There's a 1919 back there. This one is a 1948. We have a little Indian papoose there, scooter. A 1950, 4,500 made. A 1948 Indian scooter. Now that's nicely restored. Heck of a big steed on it too. We have a 1952, only 500 made. A 1942 military prototype. And This one. Now we've gone around the perimeter of the room for the Indians.
It was okay because he was blindfolded. He had to do it all with Braille.
And we're going to go back this way. Here's another one. In blue. This is a 94 in red. Indian with blue Indian, kind of a teal color with a sidecar. We have a few over here, another blue one in back there with a sidecar and a spare on the back. Another light blue and white with a sidecar and a windshield. Leaf spring suspension for the sidecars, and another one yellow with the leaf spring. Your wooden Indian. A 1913 Indian here. 1940. This one here has got your Indian decal on it. Tank shifter, of course. Leaf spring front end. Here's another with a sidecar. It's a 41. With sidecar. Another one with the decal on it. Here's a nice, this is an Indian 4. The decal on it, red and black, leaf spring front end. Jiffy stand on it. This thing is gorgeous right here. It's a 1913. This here is its earlier brother, a 1912, with the white tires on it. Chain drive, of course, the little pedals there. This is a 1930 Indian Ford. It's kind of a leaf spring front end. A delivery, kind of like a service car for Harley. And there's a early snowmobile. It's a toboggan. This one here is a 1908 Indian. A 1905 Indian. Here's a 1908 Indian. Behind it's another 1908. Here's a kind of a reverse strike. It's a 1905. 13 cubic inches, 1.1 3/4 horsepower with a trunk on the front of it. Here's a 1917 Indian. A 1910 with a big wicker basket to carry your passenger on the front. A 1912 Indian. Another one with a sidecar. This is a 1914 in red. The red sidecar. A 1923 Indian Big Chief Twin. 74 cubic inch, 9 horsepower. 1928 Indian Ace, 77 cubic inch, 30 horsepower. In a 1926 Big Chief, 74 cubic inch, 9 horsepower. With a sidecar. Leaf spring front ends. Indian sidecar price, $75. I'll give you $100 for that one. 1927 Indian Scout, 45. 1920 30 Scout 37 cubic inch, 11 horsepower. A 1917 2 3/4 horsepower. And this is a 1913 61 cubic inch, 7 horsepower. So we pretty much covered the Indian room upstairs, and we're heading downstairs to see what we got. WDAN Motorcycle News, signing off from Newburgh, New York.